Welcome to Chicago.
SportsTownChicago.com.
O'Hare.
Broadcast.
Welcome to Chicago.
SportsTownChicago.com.
O'Hare.
Broadcasting live from Sportstown, Chicago. Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and Chicago Dogs.
We're in a league of our own.
Now, here's your SportstownChicago.com
update. At 8:43 p.m., I'm Lee Sanders with your SportstownChicago.com update powered by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeOnAir.com. The NFL is swell, but there is some swelling involved as well. Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze is being monitored after aggravating a foot injury that led him to be late to scratch for a Browns game. Linebacker Tremaine Edmonds has been designated for return from injury reserve, opening his 21-day practice window. The Bears will host the Green Bay Packers for a rematch this Saturday, December 20th at Soldier Field. Yeah, roger that. This just in, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers dust off the Dolphins at home on Monday Night Football. The final score 28-15. Rodgers threw 2 touchdowns, one 19-yard pass to Marquise Rashard Valdez-Scantling, as well as a 28-yard pass to Taylor Metcalf, and all touchdowns occurred in the second half. Tua Tagovailoa threw 253 yards and 2 touchdowns, both to Darren Waller, and both in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh eliminates Miami from playoff contention, and they play the Lions in Detroit this Sunday, the 21st. Coming live with injuries on ice, Chicago Blackhawks superstar Connor Bedard is out for the month due to a shoulder injury. He will be reevaluated in January. Connor sustained the injury with 1 second left during a face-off in a 3-2 loss to the St. Louis Blues 4 days ago. This Thursday, the Blackhawks will face off against the Canadiens in Centuryville at 6 o'clock p.m. You can stream this game on ESPN or Fubo. Bulls end up falling to the Pelicans at home, 114-104 the final score. They have now lost 8 of their previous 10 games. The next game will be against Donovan Mitchell and Cavaliers this Wednesday. More on the injury side, Ayo Dosunmu is questionable for that game. He had sprained both thumbs. He was recently struggling with a quad injury against the Pacers last week. This adds to a hefty list of Bulls injuries reports over the year, including the season-ending injury for Noah Asenge that would earn them a disabled player exception. I'm Lee Sanders this was your SportsTownChicago.com scoreboard update brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeOnAir.com.
Man doesn't do that. He's like, okay, reset.
Was that our base down there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Having some issues, but
That's all right.
yeah.
Play eventually.
All right. See what I named it under, huh? What?
I think the Chiefs missing the playoffs this year is a good thing. When you make the playoffs 10 out of 11 years, yeah, I think it's time that you guys need an off season. You need a break. Yeah, it's good to be winners, but you know, Patriots dynasty didn't last forever either.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Coming live from the Hive. We are back in the shack in full attack. You've got Lee, you've got Matt. Andrew's in the suit too. What it do? All right, but this is no time. Hey, Matt, how you feeling, Drew? What's going on? We're here to talk sports, but this is no time for rhymes. Of course, you know what's going down. So without further ado, let's get into it, right? Chicago Sports Town, how you doing? Hey, Matt, tell me what's going on, man. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I think we're a little under the weather at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We sound a little easily. We sound a little right now. It is what it is.
Holding it down.
It's that Chicago weather.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. For me, find me, Matt_D14 on Twitter. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, watching, listening. We appreciate having y'all here on the DonLee Show.
How about it, right? And as Matt said, I'll add, sorry if we do sound a little bit under the weather, but we are staying on top of it. So don't worry about it, all right? You can find me, Lee, at BROGEODI on all platforms. Drew, can you tell the people where to search for you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Trippy Mighty, and then on Facebook, just Andrew Scheid. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. But then I got a YouTube, Mighty Man, that's kicking off and just starting off right now. So that's kind of where you can find me right now.
Good deal. Now, to get into it, right, we start with the NFL injuries. The NFL is swell, except when there's swelling involved, quite literally, right? So it's a lot going on with Mahomes, with Parson, Roma Doomsday as well, and we'll see how that affects NFL power rankings. First with the Patrick Mahomes. First one to get to the mic, how about it, right? What does this do for the dynasty of the Chiefs? Huh? Yeah, okay, it makes them better. Woo, that's a...
Because you know what? They're going into full-blown tank mode starting next year. Mahomes is going to be out for most of that year. They're going to tank, and they're going to get the number 1 overall pick. That's my prediction. And so they're going to take an off year, and then they're going to rebuild. Mahomes is going to be in that dynasty mode till he's 40 probably. He's 30 right now. That's how I think. What do you think, Andrew?
I think, and we were kind of talking about this before going on air, I feel like this year it's kind of time for the Chiefs to have that off season, not being in the postseason. You've been there 10 out of the 11 past years. So I think it's time for this whole team to take a rest. And guys on the team have come out and voiced their frustration. We didn't play as well as we should have this year and all that. But as you said, I think Mahomes going down with an injury will help this team in a way to show them that, hey, I'm not invincible. We have to be careful and maybe shore up some of the problems we had this year. Because let's be honest, the Chiefs had a lot of problems this year.
No doubt. No doubt. The injury occurring in the waning moments of their defeat last Thursday, it ended their playoff contention. It was the 10th. It would have been the 11th straight playoff berth had they continued, right? This is one of the quickest actual surgeries right after sustaining an injury. He did undergo a successful surgery last Monday in Dallas.
Does he give a timeline? How long he's going to be out for?
I was about to say, did the Chiefs give us when he's going to be back with them practicing with the team, even in the offseason?
No, and it doesn't mention exactly right. It just says that he is anxious to get on the field immediately. He began his rehab process immediately per a Chiefs statement by Dr. Dan Cooper.
So. I feel like with that, though, we even see it with Achilles. Like Achilles injuries in the NBA, that used to be the end of your career.
Yeah. And
now, you can bounce back a year later. I feel like with the ACLs, it's definitely going to take him out of a good part of the next season. But at the same time, it probably is for the best that the Chiefs just kind of shut him down maybe for next year. Maybe make sure he's, 30, reloading, being able to get back on the field successfully. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he would be good to go technically this time next year. I just don't think they're going to be in a position where that's really going to be helpful. I think they're going to be, kind of going to tank mode, tank for the process, 76ers style for a year, Yeah.
I just don't think Kansas City should push the process and just let it play out. But that begs the question going into the draft now, Mahomes down, or going into the trade pool, signing people in the offseason, do you try and find a better starting quarterback, knowing that Mahomes might be out for a good chunk of next year? Instead of relying on your backup or your third string, do you go out and try and find someone to fill that starting role, at least for the time being?
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, usually for the ACL time frame, it's typically 10 to 12 months for a full recovery. There's always the risk of re-injury any sooner and close to it, but there is a high return rate for people with an ACL injury. Adrian Peterson did come back successfully. Tom Brady did as well. And Peyton Manning did as well. So pretty notable names did recover and still have some success after the ACL. But definitely want to agree with you, Drew, on just not pushing it with them, as well as Matt. Like, probably it's a little, I wouldn't say it's done, you know what I mean? And it is kind of far-fetched to think that they'd be super better without him unless they get somebody like maybe a Drake May or somebody else that's efficient.
Yeah, but they're not going to be moving on from him. Like they're just going to be in
I was
backup
about to
mode.
say not move on for him, but just get someone in there that could fill that role until he's healthy enough to come back.
Definitely, because I don't really see Chiefs players, granted, hello Hunt, etc., but being that spectacular without him.
Right.
And they weren't even that great with him this year. They weren't winning in those close fashions.
Once Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill and a lot of those weapons he used to hand the ball off to and throw to, you kind of saw how, I don't want to say mundane Mahomes was as a quarterback, because he's not. He's a good quarterback, but it shows how much of a team sport football is, and that you can't rely on your quarterback to solely bring you to a championship. You need to have all the pieces in place.
Very much so. Very much so. You got also on the map is Green Bay star pass rusher Micah Parsons. He suffered a season-ending ACL as well, ironically, in his left knee against the Broncos, right? It buckled while chasing the quarterback. So what is it, right? A torn anterior cruciate ligament, they say, in the left knee.
It's rough.
Yikes, right? The non-contact injury as well, so that hurts. He will be out for the rest of the season. Tell me your take, man.
I mean, it's just unfortunate if you're Green Bay in this situation, because you did go out and get him, and it was so, it was like, hey, that's our missing piece, right? If we want that solid edge rusher to kind of solidify this team and go forward in the playoffs and actually make a Super Bowl run, you need a guy like Parsons. And I thought the move was really smart on the Packers at the beginning of the season. And, I think it's going to test the resolve of that team, losing their leader on defense like that. It's definitely going to hurt. And, we were kind of talking about it earlier that, you never want to see anybody go down, even if he does play for Green Bay. You never want to see anybody get hurt like that. With that being said, just objectively, that's probably going to help the Bears' chances a little bit next week. Again, you never want to see anything like that happen to, especially a player as magnificent as Micah Parsons. But, it's definitely something that I think the Packers, just in general, even if not personnel-wise, I think emotionally they might be reeling, lacking their leader for the first time all season.
No doubt.
And just building off that, what does this mean going into Saturday for the Bears? Because I was watching that game last week, and I watched that play happen. Yeah. And it literally looked like he hyperextended that whole leg, and you knew right then and there it was a pulled muscle, it was a torn ACL, just for the fact of how his leg extended itself.
Yeah.
But my thing is, what does this mean going into Saturday for the Bears? Do they feel more comfortable? I don't feel they should feel more comfortable that Parsons is out. I still feel like you should be on your toes, especially with the defense like Green Bay has, even with Parsons out.
Yeah, he's one player, right? Yeah. And especially when you game plan for him so much, he's, taking Myles Garrett out of the equation because he's just been on a Superman run this year. You take him out of the equation, he's still a very productive player this season in terms of sacks, regardless of the fact that he's been double teamed the entire season. That in terms of the scheme kind of opens it up a little bit more to be able to, maybe put a tight end on somebody else so that you're not having to put all of your attention on Parsons. But yeah, I think it's always tough when it comes to Green Bay because it's, they could be having a bad year. It could be one of those where the Bears are having a great year. It doesn't happen often. The Bears are having a great year. The Packers are having a down year. Really has not happened all that much. But even in that situation, you never feel 100% confident in the fact that the Bears can get that, just because it's always, there's something about that rivalry that always, especially when it's in Chicago, it seems to bring out one of those, crazy, funky games, regardless of who's playing quarterback, regardless of who's on defense for them. That Packers offense still scares me even without Watson.
Yeah.
So, who's to say?
I'm going to ask Lee and Matt both hear a question. Do you think the Bears are coming into this game more hungry for the win and wanting to prove something?
Totally, especially after that last loss. I think that was huge for them to win. I don't think that they forgot about it. Nobody did. We were just happy for the rematch so fast. But totally, after all the past losses, especially some of them that were right down to the tooth and nail, so gritty, I think that they wanted this one bad. So this one just intensifies the ante 10 times more, especially with this big playoff contention being on the map. I think this is huge for them.
Yeah, I think it goes to the culture that Ben Johnson has created there, where you're never out of a game, and every game is the biggest game that you're playing in. Yeah. And the fact that, you don't need any extra additional motivation to play in the Green Bay game, right?
No, you really don't.
No doubt.
I think getting that mixed with the fact that they lost to them already, they got the chip on their shoulder, they're at home, and they got this playoff, the Packers are their number one team in the NFC North to be able to beat out in order to take control of the North. And so I think all of those things, it wouldn't surprise me if the Bears were down by 10 at some point during the game. I wouldn't count them out, though. Until that clock hits 0, I don't think you can count the Bears out of this game, just based on the resilience they've shown all year, and also just, like I said, that culture, that desire to win and never give up that Ben Johnson put in there. I think that might be one of the biggest it factors in the game this Saturday.
And I think building off that with the Ben Johnson culture, and I think was a big thing even before the season started. I remember seeing ESPN or NFL, I forgot who shared it on social media, but Joe Tooney ends up signing a 2-year extension to his contract with the Bears before even playing a down with the team. Mm-hmm. So that begs the question, the kind of culture he was building before even stepping out onto that field.
Yeah.
To make guys want to say, oh, I want to be here for 2 more years. Yeah. I haven't even played a snap, but I want to be here for 2 more years.
No doubt.
I mean, just imagine how captivating that whole Lions run was that they've had over the past few years. And to be able to do that with a team like the Bears, and now that Ben Johnson might have learned from his mistakes in Detroit, and now he's able to bring that to Chicago, a place that people would love to see have success. I think a lot of people nationally have said it, and I agree with it, that the NFL is much better when the Bears are good.
Yeah.
I think people want to be a part of that.
Definitely.
And I've always said it. I feel like the Bears are the Cubs of the NFL. I mean, they've been the lovable losers for 40 years, but they've always had that big fan base, and it'll never go away. But to see this team actually doing well for the first time since 2006 or 2008 when we went to the Super Bowl against the Colts, but I think it's just the city has been starved for a winning NFL team. And they're just going crazy now that they have one.
No doubt. And, coming into this Week 15, some momentous headlines, of course, with the power rankings changing, the Broncos and the Jaguars rising, most especially off this Broncos win. And now Phillip Rivers is in the mix, of course. We'll get to see Grandfather Time himself winded up again. Rams and Seahawks. Devontae Adams will be out as well. So we're going to talk NFL power rankings when we get back. And I also bet that you probably want to hear about. You probably want to bet too, don't you? Yeah, I know you do. Well, we'll bet that up. We'll bet that up, man. Because guess what? We'll talk NBA and NFL betting props as soon as we get back.
I always forgot this.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team.
SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say 4-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m., where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball. News, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat!
Right, hola, buenos dias, como estas? What up, though? We are back in the chat, live and full effect. As mentioned before, we're going to get a little bit into the NFL betting props this time around. And right here on the grill, I'll kick you off with a little bit of passing yard parlay. And how about that? So we got Drake May on the map. First, Patriots versus Bills. He is quoted at 233.5 passing yards. Right, for this one, we're expecting fireworks, a high volume passing day. Tell me what you think, Drew. Drake May going against the Bills. You feel like he covers the 233 or even more?
Going against Josh Allen and the Bills. That's a tough order.
How about
for passing yards. And I forgot. Can someone help me? I forgot where they're playing this weekend. If they're in Buffalo or if they're in.
Well, they just played in Buffalo. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going back to back with it. Let me see.
It does say versus Bills, so I would imagine.
So they're going to be in Buffalo. So I'm expecting that game to be a colder one.
So this upcoming week, it's a Sunday night game. Actually, we got Patriots at the Ravens. Okay. So you said 233.
Yes.
Okay. I could see it. I mean,
I could see it. I wouldn't say, oh, yes, 100%. But I could see him hitting that number.
No doubt about it. You know,
but it's not a given, I should say. But Drake May, is one of those that I could say hitting 233 is in his range.
He's accumulated 1,386 passing yards this season, averaging over 277 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Right, he has strong performances recently against the Patriots, Giants, Bengals, Jets, and Buccaneers. So I don't know how much that affects you guys' rankings or decisions. What do you think, Matt?
I think so. So looking at his game log here, you know, he does go over that number quite a bit. If I'm counting it out correctly, he goes under that number 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times all season. So a few things to keep in mind, though. He had his lowest passing attack last week against Buffalo. That was a very ground-heavy game. Now, I think being in Baltimore, you know, it's going to be a night game. It's going to be a little cold and chilly, okay? That'll always affect passing numbers there. Another thing is if the Ravens do decide to run it quite a bit, that's going to kill a lot of time. And, you know, Patriots themselves have a really good passing or rushing attack as well. So I feel like if they're leaning too heavy on the rush, you know, Travion Henderson kind of went off this past week, one of my Ohio State guys.
No doubt.
You know, if that ground game is really good, that could also take away from those numbers as well. But I feel like if they are down, which I think they might be trailing at some point in that game, I do think that, you know, obviously that's going to force him to pass a little bit more. So I'm saying over on that one, slightly over. I'm saying 250 for him next week. What you think, Andrew?
I would say he could get over that. And like I said, you know, it's going to be a night game. It's going to be colder. You don't know what your head coach or your offensive coordinator is going to call when it comes to the game. Are you going to be a run-heavy offense? Are you going to be a pass-heavy offense? I mean, you don't know that until you get into game time. So I would like to take the over, and that's what I'm going to do. But probably, I would say he's going to get just over and probably be at about 240 yards.
Nice. Hey, I would definitely take Drake May for the over as well. He is averaging 277 currently once again. And I really think that he's going to continue to show some fireworks this time coming around, especially going late into the season. Next up, we've got Jacoby Brissett. Now, I'll switch it to the pass attempts, right? He's prompted to go over 37.5 pass attempts. Okay.
You said 37.5?
37.5 pass attempts.
I know he's been racking it up lately.
Yeah.
I know.
No doubt. Tell me, Drew, what exactly are you thinking with Jacoby? He's had 234 total pass attempts, averaging nearly 47 per game, hitting the 40-plus attempt mark in all 5 contests. Last 5, I should say.
He's a quarterback that loves to throw the ball. I think he's going to go over. I would take the over on that. When you look at he's averaging 40 per game, and you're looking over 37. Yeah, I would take the over on that one.
Yeah, it seems almost too easy.
Yeah,
I don't know how the Texans pass defense does ratio into this. Tell me what you think.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like it's just kind of what kind of game do the Cardinals want to play, right? Because I feel like they're going to, they're going to be completely overwhelmed in that. I do feel like, if you're down big, that might be something that they're going to have to, rely on that passing game, especially if there's a chance to come back. But it also might be one of those where it's, hey, you know what, Jacoby, we've been throwing your arm out lately. Let's just run the ball. Season's over. We don't want to wear you out too much. So it's a high total, but I'll take the under on that one. I'll say he's at I'd say 34.
What you going for, Drew? I like that, Matt.
That's a lot to unpack with that. When you're talking about that, I'm kind of in the same range as Matt is with that.
You definitely did say on the over. Excuse me. Yeah. I would also agree that averaging 40, is definitely a nice little trinket for me, if you do say so. So I would definitely take the over as well. These betting props are, of course, brought to you by FanDuel. For not.
Yeah. Whenever you got a pass-heavy quarterback like that is averaging 40 attempts per game, and you have 37 and a half. Take the over. All day.
No doubt. Yep. I want to switch it up and go a little bit into the NBA. Okay. And first I'll start with Knicks versus Pacers. All right. So for Jalen Brunson, must watch lately. He put up 40 points, in the game against the Magic. His odds often hover around 29.5 or 30.5. They're at 30.5 right now. May change by tomorrow. And he has top 30 points in multiple recent games this season. The combined prop is popular also with points, rebounds, and assists of 37.5. Given this, what do you think, man?
You're saying Jalen Brunson, correct?
Yes, sir.
So Brunson, going up against the Pacers here, I feel like, it's one of these where I feel like the Knicks could get out to a very big lead early. Okay. Yeah. Pacers sitting at 6-20. So sorry, had to go check the numbers on that one real quick. 6-20. Knicks are sitting 18-7. So nice. I've got a feeling that halfway through the third, the Knicks are going to be up by 25.
No doubt.
And so therefore, I feel like the Brunson, I think he could put up those numbers, right? I think it's very easy for him to be able to hit that over on that combined totals there. However, because of who they're playing, I think that they're going to take him out a little bit earlier, especially when they don't play for a few days and then they get this game. And then the very next day they're playing the Sixers at home. I feel like it's going to be more of a bit of a rest heavy day for him. So I'm saying under for Brunson on that number there.
I like that. Drew, you got Brunson scoring 19, 23, 31, 32, and 36 in the last 5 games against Indiana, respectively, going for most recent being the first number. So 19 and 23 are the only unders of 30 coming these last 5. Tell me what you think. I will add in that for the games where he did have 30, he attempted at least 19 field goals, made at least 12 of them. What do you think?
honestly, and I know it's not a big take on it, but I would actually have to agree with Matt mostly. I think he hit it on the nose with that. And just, yeah. I mean, I agree fully with Matt on that one.
Definitely. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part in the games where he is eclipsing that 30-point mark, he also is pretty decent with the assists as well. So I think that it's fair to say, definitely agree with Matt with just depends on how the game's going. Just depends on how he feels because, you know, once he gets going early, he opens up the door for those double teams and whatnot. And there's some easy passes off to the side to create the offense. That's when the Knicks are the most hardest to stop, I think. So when this guy is just an octopus, so to speak, on the floor. So
you also never know too, because in the NBA, you know, things should go the way that they do sometimes, but then you'll always get that random game where a bottom of the barrel team comes out and forces a double overtime game against a contender, and now he's playing 50 minutes and, you know, surpasses that by a mile in the fourth quarter.
A great example of that, Matt, is last season, the Bulls-Lakers game. I mean, I was watching that. Who thought when Giddey was at half court was taking that shot that it was going to go in? I mean,
that was great.
Yeah, messed up a lot of people's parlays, I'm sure, but definitely it was it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's one of those things, like, you don't know how things, like you say, you don't know how things are going to go until tip-off starts and you're actually playing the game.
And especially if I was to bet on this game and I, you know, let's say I put some money on the Pacers or on the Knicks, that would definitely be a game the Pacers would find a way to win too. Just because I put some money on it. I think they know, you know.
Fall short. So
that's it. Just because Matt put money on it. There you go.
Exactly. They seem to know somehow because there's no such thing as a done deal when I'm betting on it.
No doubt about it. So bet the opposite if you want your girlfriend to win. All right. So Pascal Siakam, you know, they got him at the line of 22.8. I'll do you the same favor, Matt. Last 5 games, 31, 15, 30, 17, 39. Once again, same as Jalen Brunson, only 3 games, eclipsing the average and about similar. Very, very different. So he can take anywhere from 14 to 23 field goals a game and still score 17 points, even just making 7 of them. What do you think? Pretty effective, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, remind me of what that prop was again.
Prop is sitting at 22.8.
Just for points?
Yes.
He's going over that. He's going over that for
easily.
Sure. I mean,
it's contender.
If they want to keep up with the Knicks, then he's got to score more than 22, I think, you know, because we talked about the Pacers on here before. They don't typically provide that support to their you know, higher end guys like Siakam. And so, you know, when he's leading the team, you know, he might get Mathurin. Yeah, Mathurin. Sorry, had to take a pic of that name real quick. But you know, you got Mathurin there. He'll probably contribute a good amount as well. But yeah, I feel like Siakam, you know, averaging right now just a touch under 24. I'd say big time game against the Knicks too. You know, I feel like sometimes in these games where, you know, it's not really getting all that much attention. I don't know if this is a thing in the NBA where guys are like, you know what, I'm playing in Charlotte. I don't, you know, but you know, you're playing against the Knicks. You wanna show out. It kind of motivates you a little bit more, especially when you're on a bad team. You know, you get up for those games against big market good teams too. So I think he's gonna have a good showcase. I'm saying Siakam at 27.
Going over.
That's my number. Yeah.
Nice 27 prediction. I'll remember that. Drew, what you think it do?
You know, looking at the past 5 weeks. looking at the past 5 weeks. I'm with Matt, and I'm definitely taking the over on 22. And my number, I honestly think he's going to be closer to 30. I'm not saying he's going to hit 30, but I would like to see about 28, 29.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What I think he's going to be at.
I love it. I'm actually taking Siakam on the over as well. He does always perform well against his rivals, being the Indiana Pacers. Speaking of rivals, typical West Coast rivalry. We got them to switch you guys for a game. And give me your predictions as well. So we got Minnesota versus Memphis. Okay. Timberwolves actually our favorite. 7.5 points. The last matchup saw Timberwolves winning 120 to 112. Once again, money line pick for Timberwolves as well. I'm sorry, would be negative 275. I'll talk. How about we go over under? I won't even do I won't even do a money line, right? Over under 236 points. Once again, last outing was 120 to 112, so they're setting it at 236. What do you think, Drew? Tell me.
I'm gonna take the under for that one.
Okay.
Just because of looking at the last matchup, do you really think it's gonna shoot that high up in the last matchup? I don't think so.
No doubt.
I mean, I don't know, Matt. What are your takes?
Yeah, you said it was Timberwolves and who?
Timberwolves and Memphis Grizzlies.
There we go. Yeah, so two high scoring offenses, right? And especially when they're matching up against each other, you're going to see some good defense being played, some hard defense, especially later in the game. I think that the pacing of this game is going to go heavy, high scoring, especially in that first half. It wouldn't surprise me if that first, at halftime, it's, high or low 70 something to mid 60 something. I could see them already eclipsing that 130 mark halfway through. I'd say it slows down gradually, and I'd say that we're kind of getting closer to a 124, 118 type of game, at which point, you're already eclipsing that 230, whatever it is. So I'd say just based on the fast pacing at first that I think it's going to be quite high scoring, slow down a little bit later on. But, definitely I think that they're going to be able to, go over that total. So I'm saying over in that game for tomorrow there.
Good deal. I'd have to agree. Doing a little research, Anthony Edwards averaging nearly 30. John Morant averaging 23 himself. Jaren Jackson averaging 18. And then the company as well. I actually am going to peak for the under, being that both of these teams actually are pretty gritty with defense. I don't think there's really any super duper scoring ability, so to speak, on these teams.
And that's the way I was looking at it was, yes, they have really high scoring, high pace offenses.
Yes, sir.
But on the other side of the ball, they have really, really dominant defenses.
No doubt. Both of them do, especially with Gobert being top runner for defensive man of the year every year, if not actually flat out winning it. And on the Grizzlies side, you do have some decent paid defense in Eden, I want to say, but it's pretty hard to stop Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels coming downhill. I do, if I was to go into money line as well, predict that the Timberwolves will take it, even though it's in Memphis. And I know you guys probably could agree, maybe.
I'm always taking.
Yeah,
Timberwolves are they're my team in the West. I like them. Anytime they're playing, especially with the Grizzlies, I like that. Kind of like you said, gritty matchup there.
I was about to say that it's going to be a good matchup, and it's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a basketball game to watch, that's one.
Yeah. Put it on quick, right? You got going into another one that'll probably be good. Of course, another rivalry. We're gonna switch to the East Coast. So we got Cleveland coming to the crib, December 17th. Y'all know what it is, right? Donovan Mitchell last time he was here, or the time before, at least scored 71 points. Devin Booker did it against us as well. So defense is definitely a huge thing when it comes to these firepower teams. Golden State will come and show out, and et cetera, right? You got Donovan Mitchell placed at 29.5. What you going for? Once again.
That's it.
That's
it.
He had right there.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, did they just predict my actual guess right there?
Yeah, I'll lay it on you thick before you get into it, right?
Yeah.
So, last 5 games, of course, 17 was the most recent one. So the Bulls did put some pretty gritty defense on him. He went 6 for 24 from the field, 1 of 11 from 3-point. So, most of the time, it's pretty interesting because most of the time, Donovan Mitchell does hurt us from 3-point range. The game before that, he went 8 for 15. The game before that, he went 7 for 14. Some point totals in the last 5, 48, 29, 28, 33. He scored 48 in 35 minutes. Less than he scored the 29 against Golden State. What do you think?
Right now, the Bulls are kind of like a fluffy caterpillar that's sitting on the sidewalk and is kind of looking up at you like, "Hey, please don't squish me. Don't step on me.
Please don't run over us."
Yeah, that's about as menacing as the Bulls are currently. So I'm saying, if Mitchell is a betting man, which he shouldn't be, because look at what's going on. But if he was to check his prop total there, and saw 30, he'd say, "Hey, wait a second, I thought I was capable of 70." So I think, you know, I'd say Mitchell, it's gonna be close. I got him at 32 in this game, yeah, it's just there's more tragedy for the Bulls as of late. You know?
I will say that. You know, I started the Bull season. You know, they came out of the gate, weren't playing horrible, but then you know, then they just started going downhill, and to be honest, I can't figure out what the issue is yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, and it's one of those things. You go into being a play-in tournament team from one season, and the next year you're under 500, and you're playing like this. What is going on?
No doubt.
It's not even a skid that surprises me necessarily with the Bulls. It's who they're losing to. I mean, the Pelicans, 40% of their wins this year have come against the Bulls.
Right, and I mean, losing to the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, where did that?
The Pacers, the Hornets. Insert pretty bad team here, and they've lost to them. It seems like so far this year. You know, this was supposed to be kind of, in my opinion, looking at it from, you know, when they started the season real hot. You look at their schedule remaining, and it's like, they can fluff it up even more, right? Maybe, you know, take advantage of some of these games, and, you know, you give yourself a little insurance come playoff time. And now we're just kind of looking around like, maybe we shouldn't even make the play-in, you know?
Maybe we should just take this year off, you know?
Yeah, how about it, right? It's funny. Speaking of which, when it comes to those pills, okay, so the Ayo Dosunmu sustained an injury 4 days ago as well. You know what I mean?
Was that his thumb one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what that means for the Bulls exactly. Consider it.
Not really sure what that means either.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's the thing. That thumb injury, you know, finger injuries in the NBA can be really detrimental. So,
no doubt about it. You know. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna dive straight into that Bulls and Pelicans, and we'll switch off into NBA power rankings as well. But you probably heard of flipping the bird, all right? Well, the Birds came and flipped the script. Birds came to the city and shut down the Bulls. We'll talk about Bulls woes with injuries and contention coming up next.
I sound a little cocky, but I think we're legends in Chicago. We really are.
SportsTownChicago.com.
We're all looking to save $1 these days, right? Well, Pino's Old Man is the perfect spot for pizza lovers with the $10 and under menu that'll make your taste buds and your wallet happy. Fried chicken sandwiches, just $6. It's so good I had to start working there just to eat it every day. That's not all. Grab 2 large one-topping pizzas with extra cheesy goodness and a 2-liter soda for just $26.30. Plus, order online and get 5% off exclusive deals. Family owned and operated for 30 years, open 7 days a week, and until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Check them out on the corner of North Main and Willoughby. Pino's on Main.
Oh my God, I need some Pookie's crack cake. Pookie's crack cakes.
Yeah, girl. You ain't never heard about the best crack cakes in Chicago?
They're right there in the Bronzeville area, right at 105 East 47th Street.
They're moist, delicious, premium homemade cakes made fresh daily. One bite and you're addicted.
They got the caramel cake, butter pecan praline, and red velvet. Ooh, and don't forget the strawberry lemonade and a chocolate Oreo dream. They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 11 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Early arrival is highly recommended. First come, first serve. They give out tickets at 10 a.m.
Just mention you heard it right here on Real Girl Talk Radio, and you'll get a free butter cookie with your purchase. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Pookie's Crack Cake. Wherever you go, I'm gonna go get my crack cake. Looking for a great bargain? Fresh fruit and vegetables for the family. Come on down to Waffle Three great locations for the city of Ashland and Conroe, Merrill Park, and Aspen. With hundreds of indoor and outdoor business selling phones and tools, electronics, and much more. Not so for sale, but come and stop while I'm in here and your hidden treasure and cash. Visit our website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to shop.com. Wawamo, the first name, flea market.
There's only one place to watch your favorite sports team have on one. Come on down to Moretti's Pizzeria, where you can get a pizza for half the price every week. Try out our delicious varieties of pizza sandwiches and much more. I don't know about you, but food, mac and cheese, pizza with a thousand cheese nuts and other sticks and watching sports sounds like paradise to me. Stop by at one of our 12 locations near you. We're open 7 days a week, anywhere from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. Visit visit our website, Moretti'sRestaurants.com, for delivery, catering, and even private parties. Moretti, we bring it home.
Get money for that old car sitting in your driveway today. No more insurance payments. No more paying taxes for your friends and your family. More room in your garage with Winning Auto Record. Winning Auto Record comes directly to you and takes that problem car away and off your hands. Call anytime, day or night at 888-555-0910 or go to winningautorex.com and we will take that junk off your hands in no time. You win, we win with Winning Auto Wreckers.
Welcome back.
Oh shit, man, how you doing? You good?
I know you like that. I know you like that.
How long you been back, man?
We are live from the shack under full attack. It's me, Lee. It's Matt. Drew, what it do? Adam and Josh also just pushed through. Right, we got to keep the shoe moving. Tell me, what were we going into? Right, NBA sports betting props, as well as a little bit of the Bulls and Cavaliers coming up next. Oh man, Bulls woes. Pelicans come in, flip the bird against us.
You know, it was cool though to see Jeremiah Fears. You know, he went to Joliet West there for a minute. He came in, dropped 20. You know, that was nice to see that. You know, other than that, it's like, oh, he lost by 10 at home to the Pelicans. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, how about it, right? Jeremiah Fears is definitely somebody to be watched right now. He was having a couple of, I don't know why they took him out of the starting lineup more recently. I did see something about that. I guess he was having some struggles with chemistry with the team. Don't quote me. Okay. I will find the actual person to be quoted with that later on before the show is over. But
what do you make of Zion coming off the bench?
I think it's strange, but it's probably pretty phenomenal. I like stuff like that. You know, Jamal Crawford was a force to be reckoned with those Clippers. I love that 6-man energy. I also love when Patrick Beverly was coming off the bench for us. You know what I mean? Like, if we could get some nice firepower going offensively when he was around, like that second string coming in, it was detrimental because they were going to hold you to at least, like, you probably weren't going to score more than 14 points in the quarter, like with Patrick Beverly hounding you. So definitely, I don't mind. I think that Zion Williams coming off of the bench is probably, it's peculiar, but it is like a sweet push. You just love when that first string has kind of depleted themselves, and then the second string comes in and is like, I'm here too. You know what I mean? Like, you thought you had to deal with players of your caliber.
Punch there.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Which begs the question: should your second string become your first string? Should you flip the two now?
Should you switch them out?
With how this season is playing out, I feel like that's what the Bulls should do. I mean, if your second string is playing that much more aggressive than your first string, flip the two for God's sake.
Yeah, I think Steve does it all the time with Jonathan Kuminga. You know what I mean? I think he paces it depending on what team they're going against. It is hot having that 6'8" forward come in, multi-talented forward come in on the second string, and it's pretty hard for people to defend him because, I mean, he's long, he's athletic, and so most second lineups don't have an answer because he is a start. He is starter material, right? So, I mean, we were talking betting props for Bulls, Cavaliers. We had left off with Donovan Mitchell at the betting line of 29.5 and having average exclusive numbers against the Bulls. Don't forget, we were the one he scored 70 points against, all in 3 quarters. That was in 3 quarters.
I was about to say, and Matt even said before break, I mean, he said, I think they hit my number on the head because you even said, 29.5 would be the number for him.
I was thinking around 30 for him. Yeah, I'll go 32 for him. But yeah, it's always tough seeing Mitchell come in, especially with a hungry Cavs team. And like I kind of alluded to earlier, that Bulls team that is just reeling, struggling. I mean, they're 6-6 at home, but I don't know. At this point, they're kind of free falling, is what it seems like. But at the same time, they've been free falling against these bad teams, and so maybe they just. I don't really know what it is at this point. We've gone back and forth on what the Bulls' woes is. Maybe, you get a team that you respect. Maybe some of this has been a little bit of disrespect. Some of it maybe has been the injuries that they've been dealing with, which has been really an affliction to their chemistry, I think. Just guys not really knowing what their role is, what their purpose is, what it is that they're supposed to be doing at any given time. So I think that, maybe this is a good time to tighten up against the Knicks. Or maybe they just need a little bit of a break, which hopefully they've gotten with some of this NBA Cup that's been going on. We got the finals today. It looks like the Knicks are leading the Spurs right now in that Cup final. But Josh, you got something?
I was about to say, Josh,
what it do? Josh,
sit down, dog. He's ready. Sit down.
We are up. We are up now. Yes, because we were down by 7. Yes. We're winning the NBA Cup. We're winning the NBA Cup. We're winning the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
I don't care. Even if we lose, we're winning. We still win the NBA Cup. Don't care. I don't care.
Josh, what does that mean? New York Knicks.
What does that mean to me? Absolutely nothing. I don't know. Zero. I just wanted to know the fact that we won. We're winning.
Josh for you, the catalyst, right?
Josh, like, I need to get into this, but it means nothing to me.
It means nothing, bro. Don't.
Tell me about it. What even is the NBA Cup?
I was about to say,
It's basically, bro. It's just like it's like an in-season tournament because they got the playoffs. They got to do an in-season tournament.
It doesn't even have any effect on the playoffs.
No,
Right.
it's just all you do is you get a bonus and then you get the trophy saying that you won.
Exactly.
Right,
You got the Cup semifinals going on, and then the next day it's like, oh, we got 5 regular games. It's like, now we got the Cup finals. The next day it's like, what is this? Okay, I was just show me the regular
It's all right, bro. I'm just glad we're winning. I'm glad that we are here because we weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, you're
I
up.
was about to say, knock on wood there, Josh.
It's a close game. It's a close game.
You're up
We
by
were
2 in the
down.
fourth.
We were down by 7 in the third. So that was when I first saw the score. So I'm like, oh damn, we might lose, but I got faith.
No
I
doubt
got
about
faith
it.
in a guy they called Jalen Brunson. So
No doubt about it. Hey, say it again, Adam.
97 to 95.
Oh, who's that? What score?
that the
Knicks Spurs
Cup
game.
final?
Yeah, 9 to 11.
Who is winning, by the way?
We are winning.
Knicks winning by 2.
Yeah.
So you heard it live.
I'm hoping,
Knicks are
bro.
winning
I'm
by
hoping.
2, 97 to 95.
Hoping.
All right, and
Which, again, begs the question: is the NBA Cup just bragging rights? But
guess it is.
you know,
To an
hey,
extent,
we won
yeah.
the NBA Cup.
But I'm not gonna lie,
You know?
I do give the Spurs credit because they did snap the Thunder's 16-game winning streak to make this happen. So
it's nice.
they won 16. By the way, the Thunder they only lost 2 games so far, and we're 1/4 into the season. So it's like that team can almost be like 73. They have potential to be 73-9. So
Yes,
we'll see
sir.
on
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yeah, it reminds me to mention actually Curry is being playing Olympic. If I could just mention off the side, the last 5 games he's at 48, 39, 14, 31, and 38. So that was
losing too. Man.
yeah,
That's Steph.
yeah, definitely.
Losing to the Trailblazers. They lost to the Trailblazers last night. That was sad to watch.
Oof, that's tough. Yes, the Trailblazers have been that come up team.
Yes,
They get you
Even though
from
they have a
behind.
bad record, their record isn't so. Like how the Pistons were bad a couple of years ago, and now they're great. That's what the Trailblazers are going to be. That's what I envision the Trailblazers as.
No
They
doubt
have
about
that
it.
talent in the team to make that happen. So
Maybe next year come back with Detroit. That
Again,
first
that's a
year
good
of their
high
reckoning.
pick. They have a bunch of young players. They got another high pick. Run the ball through like Denny and Shaden Sharp. They'll make some noise, but then they need like a power forward or like a power forward because I like Jeremy Grant. He's just too old.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely got some veteran star power to him, so I hope that he uses it well. It seems like he is. How they come up against these pretty great teams. We're going to Bulls and Cavaliers betting props. Joshy, they got Donovan Mitchell placed at 29. I'm just
Garbage.
mad about this. Uh-oh.
Fella. I know how I feel about Donovan. He's garbage. He's garbage. But
Against the Bulls, he's not.
But to the Bulls, he dropped 79.
Yeah.
It's not like he's to the Bulls. He'll be the greatest of all time. But to me, he's always trash because playoff time, he don't do nothing. He don't show me nothing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this is December.
Yeah, I was about to say it is December.
Play regular season, you can do whatever you want, but playoff time, you haven't done nothing for me.
It's when he's at his best, right? In mid-season.
Mid-season, he's the greatest.
He's a playoff contender for sure. Him and Murray had that moment where they were just dropping
that was the
50s
one time I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, Mitchell was good because it was him. It was the bubble.
Yep.
But then I looked at it and I realized you were up 3-1 and you lost.
Definitely lost.
So you're garbage.
I mentioned this because obviously them being the front court for the Cavaliers, the Bulls being just kind of tainted with injuries, and one of the huge ones now being Ayo Dosunmu with both of his thumbs sprained. He only would have been projected at 10 points had he played, but once again the Bulls just short on hands. Isaac Okoro did return, and that is a lot of the front court defense for the Bulls as well. But with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell projected 20.5 is Darius Garland. DeAndre Hunt at 14.5.
Got rid of him.
They might take the over on either one of those. Darian Garland at 20, and Hunter at 14.5.
They got to get rid of Garland. They don't fit. They don't match.
I remember you said that.
I would
last time,
put
too.
the under on both of those.
Under on both, right?
I would put on. I don't. They're playing the Bulls, right? So I don't know, but it's like, man, I don't know, bro. They got to get rid of Garland, bro. He got to go.
You said Garland was a what? What was his?
He's placed at 20.5.
20. Ooh.
It's possible. He's just very.
He's got 15 average.
Very inconsistent. He's super injury. His injuries has been crazy, but I just feel like he needs to go, man. Like he got to go.
No doubt.
Who's the other one? Garland and who else?
I asked for Hunter, so he's at 14.5, and I'll get into the Bulls next. Going to the over and under after
I was
that.
going to say, Matt, I took the under on both of those.
Yeah,
For context, DeAndre Hunter will probably be defended by Matthew Booz-Ellis or Okoro. And for context,
Okoro puts good defense.
Darius Garland will be stopped maybe by Kobe White or Kevin Huerter. So
Kevin Huerter is free, and Kobe White is freer.
It's a bucket, right? It's pretty bucket. So
yeah, maybe over then. Maybe I could see them both. I think the Cavs are going to score quite a bit in this game, so I could definitely see them both plus Mitchell being 20 plus. So if Mitchell gives them 30 and then they each give 21, I could see that.
I do think that they converge on Donovan Mitchell big time, and it leaves a lot of room for Hunter, Garland, and Allen. Allen being that last resort, driving downhill, which they definitely love to do. Spread, Cavaliers are the favorites, 4.5. The bet is a negative 185 to pick the money line against the Bulls. Over and under is at 240.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
That is high.
But it's like, I can see the Cavs doing that, but I can't see the Bulls getting over that. It's got to be all on Cavs. Cavs got to get like 140, and then the Bulls got to get 100.
That's going to be a weird one, but like Josh just said, the Cavs could put up over 100, but it's going to rely on what the Bulls can put up on the other end.
No doubt about it.
Like a 125, 116, that would put them over.
That would put them over. Yeah, that would put them over. I don't think it'd be that close, but you know what I'm saying? I hope
probably not.
It'd probably be like, I don't know, probably like, I would hope the Cavs get 130. If the Cavs get 130 and the Bulls can get like 110, it's kind of good.
I will agree. I think it's going to be a little bit over. In the last 5 games, the Cavaliers have defeated the Bulls all 5, 119 to 113, 144 to 126, 139, 117, 135, 113, 128, 122. So they went over that in the last 5 games. I'll take the over as well.
We'll take the over, bro.
I'll take the over. I'm not going to say it's going to be very high over. They might just skirt over, but
I'll be a contrarian. I go under with it.
Nice.
I say 135 total. If it's 240, I'll go 135.
Nice. Not far-fetched, right? Kobe White averaging 23 points, Giddey averaging 21, and then you got those other Bulls starters that's kind of like Kevin Huerter 11, Ayo with 10. He's not playing. Next star is Vooch with 14. And so,
I was about to say,
no star, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I was about to say that's the one thing that gets me with this whole bowl season is Josh Giddey averaging just over 20 points a game. I thought it was going to be way over that. I thought he was going to be averaging like 30, 35 per game.
Well-rounded with the assist.
He's a playmaker, so for him to have 21 points, like, okay, that's what's up. Because he playmakes and he gets rebounds, he does everything. He's good. You got to get rid of Kobe, though, man. He's injury prone. And Vooch, you just said he had 14 points per game. He's supposed to be the best player on the team. He's average.
Because what were they talking about? Like
very
a
average
couple months ago, what was it? His 3-pointer, or was that
average center, bro?
Yeah,
very average
in today's game. Yeah,
if we can wrap it up. Speaking up, Giddey, right? Like you said, with being a playmaker, those assists he does average 8.8.
That's 9 assists a game. He's probably top 5. If I was to guess, he's probably top 5 in assists. In general. If Trae Young was playing, Trae Young would be number 1 because he was last year. And Halliburton, it's crazy because Halliburton and Trae Young are out. 2 top 5 in playmaking last year. Well, top 3 actually.
No doubt, he had 6 assists the last game against the Cavs. He's averaged 4.6 assists. His over/under with assists ranged between 6.5 and 8.5. Both of those are higher than his average.
I would hope he get. I think he'll get like 7, 8.
7 or 8 assists.
7, 8 assists is what he'll get.
With no Ayo.
No, I mean, he doesn't have much weapons. I feel like he'll just have to figure it out, but he'll make it work. He can play make. He has the IQ for it. I like his game.
I love the sound of that. What do you think?
His field goal was atrocious though. Oh my god. What, 28? Yo, bro, that's bad, bro. But like, he can play make, so
you gotta love it. Tell me what you think, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to we're talking Giddey.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to Giddey, I'm feeling, he's got some of his guys back too, and so I feel like, when it's coming to his assists, I definitely see him in double digits for this game, just based on the fact that he's, like you say, he's averaging 9 here. I feel like I don't think the Bulls are gonna win, but I'm gonna call a Josh Giddey triple double on this one.
No doubt. I'm digging it too. I do have Josh Giddey for the over on assists simply because if they do score 100 points, which they have most games against them, he does have at least 6 assists.
I would say I'm taking the over on the assists too. He's a beast when it comes to assists. 8 or 9 for me with the assists.
It's gonna be over. I'll probably go like 7, 8.
No doubt.
This is how it is. He can play make.
Well, we'll see a prediction for under us as well with the points, but we'll see it all play out when it comes down to it. Bulls versus Cavs this coming Sunday. It's actually been a ball, right? We will wrap it up today. I appreciate you for joining in. Drew, thanks for being with us. Joshy, Adam, thanks for pushing through. Once again, you have tuned in to the Matt and DonLee Sports Talk Show. I'm Lee, that's Matt. Drew, what it do? Josh, now, further ado. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Where can we find you on social media, Matt?
Matt_D14 on Twitter and TikTok.
Around the board.
Yeah, my full game is YouTube and TikTok, and then my Instagram is _Gango50.
And you can find me on YouTube at Mighty Man, Facebook, just my name, Andrew Shine, and then Instagram at TrippyMighty.
Adam, can you toss it in for me?
You can find me on Instagram at slim_SHNADY. That is slim_Schnady.
Always down to talk sports galore and more. And until next time, folks, we bid you a good one. Thanks again.